Hello everyone, I'm Calculator Coder 99, and in this video I'll be going over input and output sequences in TI Basic for the TI-84 plus CE graphing calculator. While storing and manipulating data is the backbone of programming, none of that matters to us humans if we can't physically see the data that's being manipulated. To solve that problem, programming languages have commands that give us the ability to input values from the user into stored data, and output values from stored data to the user. Let's look at how these concepts are implemented in TI Basic. For this video, I'll be writing a program that solves for the area of a rectangle, while incorporating input and output commands in the process. So let's make a new program by pressing the PRGM key, arrow keying right to the new menu, and pressing the Create New option. Let's name our program Area using the green alpha keys. So we type A, R, E, A, and hit Enter. In order to find the area of a rectangle, we need to know its width and height, which we get from user input. In other words, we want to make the program ask the user what values he or she wants to use for the width and height, then store those values into variables. There are a couple commands we can use to make this happen. Let's press the PRGM key, arrow key right to the IO or in-out menu, where we find all our commands for inputs and outputs. Let's arrow key down to the prompt command. We can find out more information about a command by pressing the plus key, which opens up the catalog. We can see that the prompt command takes in any number of variable names separated with commas, but for our purposes, we only need two, one for rectangle width and one for rectangle height. We can type those variables by typing alpha W, then a comma, then alpha H, W for width and H for height. We can copy and paste this command line directly into the program editor by pressing the trace key, which in this context serves as a paste function. Let's test our program so far. We can execute a program directly from the program editor by pressing alpha F5 and then selecting the execute program option. This option isn't available in calculators with outdated operating systems, but you can still use second quit, then program execute to run your programs instead. What you should see is the calculator asking you what number you want to store to W. Let's put in the number 5. Now you should see what number the calculator should store as H. Let's put in the number 7. Now the program is done, but what changed? Well, if you access the current value of W, you'll get 5, the number you just entered. Same thing but with H, but now it's 7. As you can see, you just entered in your own values to store in the variables W and H. What if the names W and H aren't descriptive enough for the user? If the user doesn't know what W and H stand for, then that defeats the entire purpose of asking for input, right? But we can't make the variable names any more descriptive than single letters. We can add descriptive text to clarify what the user should input. Let's reopen the area program by pressing PRGM, arrow keying right to edit, then selecting the area program. Let's clear the prompt line by pressing the clear key. Let's re-enter the in-out menu, then set the cursor on the input command. Let's press the plus key to enter the catalog, and we can see that the input command takes in either a single variable name or a text description, then a variable name. Let's put in a text description by turning on the alpha lock, then putting in an open quotation mark, and let's type out width, then question mark. So let's do W, I, D, T, H, question mark, then let's add a space at the end. Then let's close the quotation. Let's turn off the alpha lock by pressing alpha again, then type a comma, then press alpha W. And now we have a descriptive text description for the ask for width. Let's paste this into the editor. Let's do the same thing, but for H and height. Press enter to start a new command line. Put in a new input command. Type out height question mark. So let's turn on the A lock again. Quotation H E I GHT question mark space close quotation marks, turn off the alloc, type a comma, then type alpha h, the height variable. Let's test this program out. So we do that by executing. Let's type in 6 for width and 8 for height. Now the values stored in W and H are 6 and 8. So we can see that by typing the W and the H. And now you can see that there's a new description there as well. Now with input sequences covered, we can move on to the next portion of the program, actually calculating the area of the rectangle. This is a very simple calculation, as a rectangle's area is just its width multiplied by its height. With that in mind, all we have to do is reopen the area program editor, start a new command line, and then type in W, the width, times H, the height, and then store that calculation as a new area variable. Which variable should we use as that? Well, let's do A. The last thing we have to do is write the command to output the area to the user. Let's make a new command line, then return to the in-out menu. The simplest output command is one we've already used before, the disp command. Let's arrow key down to the disp command and click on the catalog. We can see that the disp command will display any number of values, be they text, numbers, variables, or others, line by line. Let's paste the command, then first let's type on a text description. So we do open quotes, and then for text description we'll type in area, so A-R-E-A, colon, and then close quotes. Then let's type in a comma, and then let's do the variable name, A. Let's test our program. After entering in values for width and height, you should see the text description area here, and then the actual area value, 35, here, because it's the product of 5 and 7. What if instead of displaying a value on the next line, you want to display values anywhere on the screen? There's a command to do that as well. Let's first clear our home screen, then re-enter the area program editor. Let's clear the disp line, then reopen the IO menu, and then arrow key down to the output command. Let's enter the catalog. We can see that the output command uses a row number, a column number, and then either a numeric value or a text. Let's say we want to output the text description, area, then below it, the value of the area variable, A. And then we want those values horizontally centered and on the bottom of the screen. Each space on the screen has a row number and column number, rows 1 to 10 from top to bottom, and then columns 1 to 26 from left to right. So for the text description, we can type row 9, column 12, and then we can type the text description. Put on the alloc, type in A-R-E-A. And now notice that I cannot type in a colon. It just won't let me type it. So instead, we have to paste the item directly into the editor. And then we continue from there. Oh, forgot to add the colon. There we go. And that's the output line for our text command. For the area value, we enter a new command line, get a new output statement, output command, and then we type in row 10, column 13, and then just A. Let's test our program once again. After entering in the values for width and height, you should now see the text description and under it the actual value of the area, but now it's centered horizontally and on the bottom. In later videos, we'll go over more advanced uses of the output command. Congratulations, you've just learned the fundamental input and output commands in TI Basic. That's all I have for this video. In the next video, I'll be going over conditional statements. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.